Hello and a warm welcome to the weekly GrowVC podcast. Entrepreneurship is a much discussed issue in today's economy, but what are the building blocks for an ecosystem that promotes innovations, creativity and progress? That's what we're discussing today, creating a nurturing ecosystem. I'm your host Markus, and today I'm joined by GrowVC founders Jouko and Valto, as well as our very special guest Bjoern Herrman from Supercool School. Starting off, Bjoern, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hey, Markus. Well, thank you, first of all, for the invitation. It's really a pleasure to be here today. I've been following GrowVC for quite some time, and I'm really excited to see how it's turning out. I'm myself in education. I've been in education for quite some time, founded and led a number of education and development related initiatives in Germany and Bangladesh, but also worked in some other positions in Russia and in other parts of the world. I'm in general really driven by the idea that people have an enormous potential and it can be unfolded by learning or by different other techniques that can really show what somebody can do. And as we are going into a new economy, a new knowledge economy, this is really important. Currently, I'm working on Supercool School, which is a white label platform for people to start their own school online, can teach live in real time. We launched in the beginning of January the platform for everybody to create their own school. And since then, we have generated more than 1,000 schools that were launched on the platform in 20 different countries. Anything from dating schools to entrepreneurship schools to the classic tutoring schools, language schools, all kinds of things. And the vision is really to build a new infrastructure of schools worldwide that allows people to learn what they really need to learn in order to unfold their personal potential.
All right then, so thank you very much for joining us. It's very interesting to have you on board. So, starting off, first of all, I'd like to promote the BBC's article called Cash-Strapped Entrepreneurs Get Creative. And that was released yesterday, and that's the 12th of May. And GrowVC was actually discussed in that article. And the feedback we received has been very welcoming, and articles like this reinforce our vision that new funding solutions are not just necessary but essential in shaping the future. So let's begin by introducing the member highlight from the GrowVenture community. This time it's a startup with a solution called USB CopyNotify. And the solution solves two customer problems. First off, USB sticks are being used for copying confidential information. And secondly, employees leave computers on when they're not using them, thus wasting electricity. So the solution provides data protection, all the while keeping energy conservation in mind. The software prevents possible data leaks and identifies where they've actually leaked. In addition, it alerts users of idle computers to switch them off. And it's targeted at small businesses, and they claim that this simple solution saves the business a lot of hassle. So Valto, what are your thoughts on this solution?
Well, one thing obviously is a very good point is saving energy. That is something that definitely can be useful. I'm not so sure how much that actually adds on kind of smaller companies where people are mostly using their own computers. But I see that in bigger companies that would be very helpful. But then again, I don't think this product is aimed at that market. What comes for the copying confidential information, I think that is something that this can be one solution, but I'm not necessarily so convinced that that alone could or that would restrict people from copying confidential information if they really need to. But I think it's something that can be useful in some specific scenarios, but I'm not really an expert on kind of the area, so I haven't really focused on that market or that position so well that I could really kind of compare it to the market that it's been developed for.
All right, let's go to Jouko. What are your thoughts and comments?
Data security definitely is important problem for many companies. I have seen some similar solutions, and I don't know exactly how much they are different, that the companies can basically start to use software that basically can protect laptops and also, for example, memory sticks and basically different kind of components, and I think that there are several different kind of ways to do it. I think that there are two things that are really important for this company, and I see that in principle it's a really large market. The two main questions is that how easy it is to use. And it must be really easy that people really use it, because if it is too difficult, people just avoid it, they are lazy to use it, and then it doesn't help. Another really important question is that what Valto also mentioned is that how easy it is to bypass, so that, for example, that can you take any other memory stick, for example, to avoid some protection, and how company can really create a kind of security policy by using this solution. If they can do it, then I think that it is important solution. And then, of course, one more question is that how they sell it, because you must get it to customers, and especially when we talk about small customers, of course, in internet sales is the natural solution, but there are a lot of competition, so that maybe some cooperation in retail or system providers or something like that could be also valuable. But let's say so that the idea as such, I think that is important, but the question is really how they can handle these very basic questions so that companies can use it successfully.
All right. So we'll keep in touch with that startup in the GrowVC community. But I think we can continue on to our main discussion point, the building blocks of a nurturing ecosystem. So let's start with our guest for today, Bjoern. At Supercool School, you're really creating a global learning ecosystem. What do you see as the most important tools and practices in your Supercool School project?
Well, we started off a long time ago, or about 1.5 years ago, with a very simple hackathon type of prototype that we put on Facebook, where we just allowed everybody to offer and request classes. And it was something that grew initially extremely fast. We had a lot of people starting to put classes in there, and they started to share knowledge. But after some time, we saw that the dynamic got lost, and suddenly we had classes from how to be a good mother to how to start a gaming startup in China. So we just had suddenly this huge variation of different topics. As a result, we said, let's try the same environment, but just let's close it for a group of like-minded people. So what ended up happening is that we built some real good ecosystems of people learning together, and people who have a similar mindset, who have similar goals in where they want to go, etc. Now those ecosystems that